So, good afternoon. I hope everybody can hear me loud and clear in the chat room. Please, please do let me know. I am actually late, so I do apologise for that. And yeah, well, I'm here now, so I hope everyone can hear me. Can everyone hear me fine? Please do let me know that you can. It would be nice. And we can get this show on the road. You're late. I am late. Can everyone hear me all right, yeah? Everyone can hear me fine. Please do let me know. Because obviously this is, yeah, everyone can hear me. Sweet. Listen, right, I want to apologise for my lateness first and foremost. I had a little bit of, I've had a couple of dramas actually, if I'm being honest. I walked to my local Asda. I get to Asda. I get all of the shopping I wanted and then realised I left my debit card at home. So I had to go all the way back to my house and then back again. And then I get back there, and then all of a sudden there's a massive queue. So that put me to about 10 past. And then my daughter decides to go and spill a bottle of Coke everywhere, all over the kitchen and the living room. So yeah, here we are. Anyway, listen, it's been a fantastic last 12 hours or so since we heard the news about Kieran Tierney yesterday. So yeah, it's been fantastic. Listen, David Luiz, we'll come on to him shortly, but yeah, it's been a good time to be an Arsenal fan right now. And thank you to everybody in the chat already as well. Listen, the stream last night went absolutely nuts. That is over 45,000 people have watched that stream. So listen, there's over 1,100 people watching now. I do appreciate it. We're not just going to talk about Arsenal, although we are going to speak about that. I've got 4 or 5 people coming on later. We're going to telephone a couple of people. Chig will be one of them. Claude, he's kindly said he'd come on as well. Kenny Ken, Harry Simiu, got Chronicles of a Gooner. He runs that channel. And I've got a Chelsea fan who's also a moderator for this channel. He is also coming on, Football Fan Chat. So yeah, it's going to be a good stream. It's going to be a very good stream, hopefully. And listen, we've done pretty good business this window so far. It's about to get even better. Well, I believe it's about to get even better. Anyway, listen, if we're getting Kieran Tierney in, then that is absolutely epic for Arsenal, and it's going to be good for us going forward, defensively and defensively. He is an absolute star in the making. You can tell that by how absolutely salty every single Celtic fan is. They're having meltdowns about it. They're literally ripping posters off the walls and everything. So yeah, it's good that we're getting Kieran Tierney in. It's good that we're getting a centre-back, albeit it's not the centre-back that we wanted. I've thought about this overnight. Maybe I was a little bit hasty with my comments last night about David Luiz, and I'm going to try and put a positive spin on that. I will get into some of your comments and questions in the next 5 minutes as well, read some of your thoughts out. Like I said, you guys make this channel, so without you, I wouldn't be sitting here for the next 4.5, 5 hours. So big up yourselves, and like I said, subscribe and like the content as well. That always helps. So yeah, David Luiz, my thoughts on him after I've slept on it. Basically worked with Unai Emery at PSG. Now, I completely forgot that, didn't even mention it last night. So he obviously knows him, he obviously trusts him. It's obviously one of his signings, we get that. He's got experience, Premier League experience, which does help. It's not the be-all and end-all, but it does definitely help at some point. And not only that, he's not that much of a liability compared to Shkodran Mustafi. He does have his fantastic moments. So, yes, it's not the signing I wanted. Yes, it's not the, yay, we've got a centre-back I'm buzzing about it signing. But at the same time, it is a signing that is better than some of the defenders we currently have. Does that mean it's going to work out? Who knows? We shall find out in the next coming weeks and months of the season. So yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens. But I don't know. Listen, there could also be a surprise in store. We could be getting Wilfried Zaha. Who knows? That could come through. So yeah, we shall see. We shall see what happens with that. Alex Iwobi is another one. He could be going out. Although I don't really see that. I can't see it happening. But you never know. If he goes out, we could go in for Zaha. So yeah, it's all been positive. Like, it was all negative to start off the start of the window, and we're ending the window on a massive, massive high. So I'm over the moon right now. I can't lie. This is the best transfer window I think we've had for, well, I can't even remember. It's been that long since we last had a decent transfer window. Normally, Arsenal are the banter club. Normally, Arsenal, it's just another day on transfer deadline day. It don't mean nothing to us normally. So, we've turned that corner. And we've turned it around into something to be excited about now. A season gets underway on Sunday against Newcastle. And, a lot of fans were doom and gloom. And I'm glad that a lot of them have changed their tune now and are looking forward to the season. Because, listen, Arsenal were always actively looking for players. How hasty we are in getting them players, well, that's irrelevant. But at the end of the day, we were always actively seeking to sign players. So losing our rag over it when there was still a month of the window to go or 6 weeks to go was always going to be a stupid move, because at the end of the day, we were going to sign players. I don't believe that they've suddenly thought, oh, well, the fans are kicking off, let's go and buy all these players. Of course they ain't. Come on, man. We're Arsenal Football Club. We're not some Mickey Mouse Tin Pot club. We are actually a properly well-run football club with a load of money in the bank. Actually, when I say well-run, I mean well-run in terms of income and outgoings. Well-run in terms of transfers over the last 6 years. Not really. We've allowed Alexis and Ramsey to leave this club for peanuts. Well, in fact, nothing for Ramsey and Mkhitaryan for Alexis. In fact, we actually got more money for Cole Jenkinson than we did for Aaron Ramsey. Let that sink in. So yeah, it's turning a corner now. It's turning a corner, and I, for one, am so gassed for this season coming. I can't wait. So yeah, I'm over the moon. I'm over the moon to see the boys in action again, to see the new signings. Obviously, we know Tierney's not going to play. He's currently injured. But that will go through, that'll be done, that'll be unveiled today. And so will David Luiz. And there could be another surprise. Could we get Rugani? That's another one I haven't spoken about yet. Could he be coming in and bolster our backline even more? So I don't know. We shall see. Anyway, I'm gonna stop waffling, and I'm gonna scroll through these thousands and thousands of comments in the chat. Please do bear with me, okay? So if I do skip past your comments, it ain't personal. If I skip past any super chats, again, it's not personal. It's not done deliberately. But I am trying to keep an eye on the screen and keep an eye on this, and make sure everything's running sweet on both. And I'm hoping that there's moderators in the chat. There's one that I'm about to add. I promised him yesterday I'd add him, so let me go and add him if it'll let me do it. Oh God, modern technology. There we go. Add moderator. There you go, Jack. You are now a moderator, mate. Let me scroll back to that. Luiz can help our defence, but we need better, says Rab Lewis. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to everybody in the chat as well. And we do need better. And I'll be honest, I think Upamecano was probably our target. I think he was probably the one that we wanted. But I don't think we had enough time to get it done. We were obviously focusing on other deals, i.e. Kieran Tierney, Nicola Pepe, Ceballos, Saliba. So I think that Upamecano one came just a tad too late for this window. But I'm adamant we'll go and get him next summer. I'm adamant of that. I think that David Luiz is a stopgap for Upamecano for next season. Upamecano with Saliba. Woo! Now we're talking. Now we're going places. Now we're getting that defence sorted. Kieran Tierney in there. Bellerin back to full fitness, hopefully, when he gets in. And then we're talking about a proper back four. All of a sudden, we've got a decent back four. Pace, power, can get forward, can get back. And all of a sudden, we're turning into a proper football team. With our front line, we had that back line. Get a couple more midfielders in and out. All of a sudden, we're going places. And I'm over the moon about it. I can't lie. I'm absolutely buzzing to be an Arsenal fan right now. For anybody wondering why this is still a white wall, my green screen hasn't turned up, and I'm kind of pissed off about it. I can't lie, because I wanted a big picture of the Emirates or something, or Nicola Pepe, or maybe Kieran Tierney, just to piss the Celtic fans off. But yeah, unfortunately, it ain't turned up yet. I'm hoping and praying that it's here by Sunday for the watch-along that I'll be doing with Guna Eagle Eye, who I believe is in this chat somewhere. I see his name scroll past a minute ago. He will be coming on later on a telephone call as well. Anybody who's joined late, I will be getting 5-6 people on here via telephone calls. Chig will be one of them. We'll be talking about not just Arsenal, but other transfers. We'll be talking about how he feels the season's going to go. who the best signing of the summer is, etc., etc. And I'll be doing that with everyone that I get on. Claude, Kenny Ken, they're both coming on. Harry Simiu's coming on. A Chelsea fan, football fan chat, he's a moderator. He's going to come on. And like I said, I'm not just going to speak about Arsenal. So I've spoke about Arsenal for what, 10, 15 minutes. Let me have a swig of my Lucozade to start off with. So I'll leave that there. And hopefully I don't spill it. My daughter did. And let's get into some of your comments about the deadline day so far and how the transfers have gone. Is the Regani deal still on? I'm not too sure, Jamal. I can't lie. I've got no inside info on that whatsoever, mate. You called everything this window in terms of budget, Tierney, everything. You are a legend, says Louis Van Gaal. Well, listen, the budget was always, thank you for your kind words, mate, by the way. The budget was always going to be more than 45 million. And the reason that is because we can buy over 100 million pounds worth of players. And I don't want to go on and hype on about I told you so and all that crap, because I ain't about that life. But I did do a video in January where I sat there and dissected how a 45 million pound budget, or a 40 million pound as it was then, budget works. And I worked it all out, and it worked out to be over 100 million pound. That video is one of the highest viewed videos on this channel. That actually doubled the size of my channel in terms of subscriber base. So big up everyone who has watched that. And yeah, and lo and behold, here we are 7 months later, 8 months later, and we've had a 45 million pound budget that has brought Pepe, it's brought Tierney. Well, there's what, 99 million pounds worth of talent. Add in the fact that we're getting David Luiz for 8 million, that's now 107. Martinelli, that's 113. And we've done a loan deal for S.Teov. So it's all good. It's all good. And it just goes to show that, you know, if you actually sit down, and I've been guilty of this and going over the top and losing my rag over certain things. If you actually sit back, dissect it and get involved and research stuff, you do find out quite a bit that you didn't know. And yeah, I didn't really know how football transfers worked. Obviously, I didn't expect all of them to be paid up front, which they're not. But I can't lie, I didn't expect it to work out the way it has. And yeah, it's good. We will go back in for Zaha if we sell a Wobie, says Janos Marton. Lee, please notice me, says you can. Knuckles, well, there you go, I have. Here for the 5 hours, whole 5 hours, says C. Cooper. Thank you very much, mate. I do appreciate that. Let me keep going. Big up all the moderators in the chat as well, keeping the chat room tidy. It does actually say when you enter the chat room, stick to the guidelines and the rules and regulations. So anybody who doesn't do that will be ejected sharpish. The amount of likes is criminal. I don't even know how many likes there are. Let me check. Somebody just put that in there. 3,100 people watching live right now, not even 500. So yeah, please do go slap a like on the video. Also subscribe if you're new. I have a new target. My target was 25k for this channel by, when was it? The start of the season, that's it. 25k by the start of the season. That was my target. And I'll be straight up, I smashed it, and you guys have smashed it more importantly, because you guys have got me over that. I now have a new target. The target is 30,000 subscribers. When I started this stream, I was on 27,420 something. That's already gone up 50, so thank you very much. But it's just gone up another 3, thank you. But yeah, listen, 2,500 subs by Sunday. I think that's possible. You guys can make it possible. And it's gone mental, I can't lie. The last 2 weeks, since the Pepe news came out, this channel has just exploded. So yeah, thank you very much. Thank you ever so much for every single one of you that's joined, everyone that comments. It's lit, it's mad. But yeah, let's do another couple of minutes of questions and comments, and then I'll move on to Spurs, so that lot down the road. Like I said, we're going to talk about the top 6 for now, and then we're going to some of the lower down the table teams and how they've done, and who the signing of the transfer window is so far. Do you need another moderator? Well, you can be one because you always watch my channel and you have been here since day one. So thank you very much. Nodwin, you are now a moderator. Do you think that Jennings was saying on TalkSport about Luiz throwing his toys out of the pram if he doesn't start will affect us? Or is it true, says Jake? Well, that's, I've not heard it. I can't lie. I can't sit here and pretend I've heard it. So I'm assuming that Jennings is mocking that signing. Well, Jennings needs to stick to looking at his trophy haul in his career rather than talking about Arsenal. So that's my thoughts on that. Thoughts on David Luiz. I've gone over that a minute ago. But listen, the guy's got winning mentality. He's also got baby mentality at times, but we all have. We all spit our dummies out every now and again. I've done it on camera about Bellerin. I've done it about Arsene Wenger. I've had meltdowns about him. So listen, everyone has a meltdown every now and again. David Luiz, he's worked with the manager before. I think it'll be an all right signing. I don't think it's going to go the other way where it's going to be a complete flop. But I also don't think that he's going to be a world superstar for Arsenal. Let's be real, he's coming towards the end of his career. But when you look at it logically, we have basically got a £50 million footballer a few seasons ago for £8 million. Who's got the better end of the deal? Well, Chelsea haven't. Yes, actually that was a bit harsh. Chelsea did because he was in a couple of teams that had the best defence in the league. So I can't really sit here and coat him off too much. So I think it'd be an all right signing. I can't lie. Why does the English media hate Arsenal so much? Thank you, Pratesh, for that, my friend. Do you know what I think it is? I don't think they hate us, but the majority of the media that write in this country and are on screen in this country are non-Arsenal fans. They're Man United, Tottenham and West Ham. They've got no allegiance to Arsenal whatsoever, so why would they sit there and big us up? A lot of them are Liverpool as well. So yeah, I don't think they hate us, but they don't like giving us any credit. Gary Lineker's never going to sit there and say Arsenal are the best team in the world, blah, 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 is it? He's Tottenham. The only ones I rate who say it as it is are Graham Souness and who's the other one? He's gone. It'll come back to me. It was somebody else. But Graham Souness, I do like listening to him. Even if he quotes Arsenal, a lot of the time he does speak sense and back it with a bit of logic rather than just throwing it out there like a lot of them. Peter Hilden, sorry. Thank you very much for that, my friend from Sweden. I can't read that first bit. I have no idea what that says. Thank you. Great streams. Very appreciated. What a window. Listen, it has been fantastic. Thank you again, mate, for that. It has been absolutely fantastic, this transfer window so far. And long may it continue. We've got until 5 o'clock. We've still got another 3.5 hours to get this done and dusted. So we could get another one in yet. You never know. We could be sitting here talking about Wilfried Zaha in the next hour or so. Who knows? Right, let's do a couple more comments and then we'll start speaking about Tottenham. And then after that, we'll move on to Man United. Nick Boy 79 says, hello Lee, give us a shout out to all of your friends from Australia. Big up Australia. Do you know what? I've got a lot of subscribers from Australia. And it is a country I definitely want to go to one day. So yeah, you never know. You might see me land up in Oz one day. Were you thinking of Roy Keane? No, it wasn't Roy Keane. That's gone. It's totally gone out my head. It wasn't Roy Keane. Although I do like listening to Roy Keane, but no, it wasn't him. Some of the Guff Celtic fans have been posting on Twitter. It's disgusting. Yes, that is true. Leon the Lucasade. Yep, it is Lucasade. I need to keep them energy levels up today. Why are Arsenal talking like their defence has improved? They held a fat L in the Europa League final. Well, the Europa League final, my friend, was in May. We are now sat here in August. So, yeah, we did take a fat L. A lot of that squad will not be here in the next 12 months. So, a lot of them have gone already, my friend. So, we are improving. It's not going to happen overnight. I think we will accept that. But we are improving and we are moving on and moving forward. So yeah, it's going in the right direction. And listen, I can't lie, I didn't expect us to have a window that we've had right now. I didn't expect Pepe, that's for sure. But I have maintained all summer that Kieran Tierney will be done on deadline day, and it has. Well, it's not officially done, but it is being done. It's not officially announced. So yeah. Salty Celtic fan says, Danny, good afternoon to you, mate. Do you know when the new Arsenal third kit comes out? Says Camille. Well, that's a good point, because I tweeted that the other day, and I had a couple of different people tell me it was different dates. I have no idea when that kit is out, but I do want to get it. Imagine if we got Upamecano and Zaha, says Chi Gaming. Well, mate, if we get both of them, mate, I don't think it'll happen, but if we get both of them, whoo, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Abamon, that's done, my friend. That is done for you. DJ Fury will make you a moderator as well. You're always on my side, my friend. You have been since day one of starting my first channel, so I appreciate that. Right, listen, let's talk about Tottenham. I know I don't really want to do that, but it's not just about Arsenal today. It is about everyone. Although I'm an Arsenal fan, it is deadline day for everybody. So let's just talk about the top 6 for now. We'll move it on to some of the other teams a little bit later. But yeah, for now, Tottenham, they're in for Ryan Sessegnon. And a very good friend of mine, one of my best pals, is a Tottenham fan. And I said to him, that is costing 30 million quid, which is 5 million quid more than Kieran Tierney. Now, I know he's a little bit younger, but really, 30 million pounds. They could have got 50 for him, Fulham, if they'd sold him last summer instead of this one. They obviously didn't do that, and they're probably kicking themselves now, because there was a whole host of teams lining up to get him last summer. I think we were one of them. Real Madrid, Barcelona, some of the biggest teams in Europe were looking at him. And he ended up staying. He had a poor season at Fulham. They got absolutely slapped every single week. And yeah, now they're going for 30 million. But I'm not sure about him, if I'm being honest. And I'm just glad that we've gone and got Tierney and not him, because the kid's got talent. There's no doubt about that. Fantastic young kid. But is he good enough to do it week in, week out, week in, week out? Pochettino's good at coaching the young English players. I get that. But I'm not so sure. That's a 50-50 with me, whether that works out. And that's a big fee for a kid. And Ndombele, well, that's their biggest signing so far. I don't think any of us can sit here and really coat that one off. That's a quality signing. So yeah, I don't think we can really coat that off. David Luiz will bring leadership qualities to the younger guys. Thank you for that, my friend. Thank you to everybody else who's currently putting comments in. I am going to go through some of these if I can keep up. Chris, thank you as well, my friend. But yeah, listen, Ndombele, if that guy smashes it like he smashed it in France, they have got themselves one hell of a midfielder for 60 million quid. That was the point when Arsenal fans were having a meltdown and we hadn't signed anybody. They signed Ndombele, one of the best midfielders in Europe last season. Everyone was going mental. And the turnaround from when they signed Ndombele to now has been epic. But listen, they're still in for Dybala. I don't think that's going to happen. They're in for Lo Celso. I'm not sure about that one either. So yeah, listen, they're gonna try and get a couple over the line today. Whether they do or not, I ain't really too fussed because I can't stand them. But at the same time, it's an active window for them towards the back end. Normally they're like us; they don't normally do anything. They've spent quite a bit of money this summer, and they're about to spend a bit more. And normally Daniel Levy don't like getting his wallet out. So yeah, it's been a bit of a weird one for both North London clubs, because we don't normally do anything on deadline day. Spurs under Harry Redknapp loved a deadline day deal, but yeah, that don't really happen very often anymore until this time round. So a big deadline day in North London for both teams. Been a while, Lee. Love your work ethic. Keep it up. Ventus, thank you very much for that. Pepe versus Sessegnon, no competition. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, he's a left back, isn't he, Sessegnon? So yeah, he's going to be up against Nicola Pepe. Good luck with that. Pepe's going to ruin him. So yeah, 1 second, bear with me. So yeah, it's all good. It's all good for Arsenal. We've got a good setup now. We've got a proper winger that can take players on, and every single left back in the league is now going to be genuinely worried about Nicola Pepe, which is fantastic because we only had a Wobie that could do that, and And listen, I like Iwobi a lot, but he ain't the end product guy, is he? He can do all the hard work and make it look easy, but when it comes to the easy work, he complicates it. He's got a lack of confidence carrying the ball into the box and dropping a shoulder and taking a man on. For me, he always seems to slow down the closer he gets to the box, which is kind of weird. Surely you'd want to go full pelt and try and win penalties and stuff like that. Laka or Aubameyang as striker, says FIFA Reds. Well, it depends. Depends what teams we're playing, mate, because some games we could go with both of them. We could go with both of them in games against the lesser teams at home. The away games, it'd be interesting to see what Emery does. I don't know. Sessegnon is a no-brainer for £30 million, says Daniel Hornby. Well, not really. Not when you can get Kieran Tierney for 25. And Tierney's got Champions League experience. He's won trophy after trophy after trophy. So he got that winning mentality instilled in him. He's had over 170 appearances for Celtic, 37 assists, 8 goals. And then compare that to Sessegnon. Yes, I know he's younger, but he ain't a lot younger. And you compare their difference in career so far, it's a no-brainer to go and get Tierney, in my opinion. Listen, Sessegnon's a good player. I'm not trying to sit here and mug off Sessegnon. Don't get me wrong. He is a very good player, but at the same time, £30 million when you could have gone and got a player that's more experienced in the Champions League, which is saying Tottenham are in. I don't know. Anybody else getting bad audio quality, says JD3. Let me know on the audio quality. Please do let me know. A lot of people yesterday said it was loud and clear. Obviously, I'm using OBS today, but I will not be using OBS after today. I'll be going back to eCams, which is what I used last night. I can go full screen and have somebody in the background talking. So I'll be doing that for the watch-alongs. Chig's going to be the guy doing the watch-alongs with me. Torreira to take number 6, hopefully. Let's talk. Well, listen, Torreira, I'm shocked he was even playing the other night. He was in the squad and all that. So he needed to have a bit more of a break, in my opinion. And listen, I hope he does get a proper shirt number this time round. Everyone's saying the audio's fine, mate. Everyone's saying it's loud and clear. It's perfect. So. Maybe come out of it, switch your phone off, turn it back on again, or whatever device you're on, mate, and then come back in. Scott says it's a bit fuzzy. That might be because of the fan over there. Mate, it's about 30 odd degrees in this apartment. I literally can't get it any cooler without a fan. So I'll be sitting here dripping in sweat otherwise if I didn't have that fan going. So we still need a centre back and a right back. Not sure if Callum Chambers, says Danny Black. Well, listen, I'm not too sure about Callum Chambers either. I don't think he's got what it takes, mate, to be at Arsenal. I know that upset a lot of people. So I don't know. Listen, he's a good player. I don't think he's good enough for us. And if we can cash in and get a few quid for him, then I'd do that. I would do that. I read today Dybala to Spurs is dead, says Sergio. Okay, well, let's hope so, because he is a pretty decent player, isn't he? Agent Luiz is going to sabotage this football club. A bit like Agent Czech. Agent Czech, Agent Gallas. We've had a few over the years, haven't we? Zaha, is Zaha on, says Farza Term. I don't know, mate, but listen, Alex Iwobi, if Everton come back in with a bid for Iwobi and we accept it, you'd like to think that we're getting Zaha, because he's spat his dummy out and thrown in a transfer request. Why would he do that? Is he doing that to force the hand of Palace? Is he doing that because he knows that it's possible it could happen to Arsenal or Everton, and he just wants to force it and hurry it up? But listen, if it don't go the right way, I'm telling you now, he's going to have to go back tail between legs, and that is not going to be easy for him. So for the sake of him, I hope it does go well for him, because that's going to be embarrassing for him to go back to Palace and walk in that dressing room to all of them teammates he's letting down, and go back out on that pitch to all them fans he's letting down. Anyway, let's talk about Man United. Let's get on to Man United. They've not really had the greatest of windows, and I can't lie, I'm over the moon about it. Their fans are so muggy at times, and not all of them, because listen, there's a lot of Man United fans that follow this channel. There's a lot of Man United fans that follow me on Twitter that follow this channel, and they say they like my content and stuff like that. But it's the small minority of people, right, that scream and shout the loudest on social media that seem to overshadow the ones that are decent, right? Now, I'm sure a lot of Man United fans are disappointed with the way their window's gone right now, but they have done £130 million on 2 players and they are still crying. 2 players in positions they needed, centre-back and right-back. Now, Wan-Bissaka, for me, best defensive right-back in the league. Offensive, I don't think he is the best, but defensively, I think he is the best defensive right-back in the league. So they've got themselves a top right-back there, in my opinion. Harry Maguire, on the other hand, mate, I've said it before, I'll say it again. His head is bigger than their future right now. £80 million for Harry Maguire. It wasn't so long ago that Eden Hazard went to Madrid for not much more than that. It wasn't so long ago that Cristiano Ronaldo was signing for Juventus for not much more than that. And £80 million. And when you put that into perspective, right, De Ligt, £63 million, and they've done 17 million more on Harry Maguire. They could have gone and stuck another 20 on that and gone and got Koulibaly. Instead, they didn't, and they've got Harry Maguire. Now, he's not the worst centre-back in the world, don't get me wrong. He is a good centre-back. He's very good at ball carrying. He's very good at dribbling past people. That's cool. He's a little bit slow on the turn. So if somebody's trying to skip round him, he's got to try and turn, and he's a little bit off balance. We see that when Ozil skipped past him at the Emirates and he didn't have a clue where he was. So, I don't know. Listen, that could go one way or the other. That could go as a Phil Jones II, or that could go as an absolute masterstroke, and the 80 million could look like a steal, like it did with Van Dijk to Liverpool. I think I'll sit on the fence with that one for now and wait to see. But listen, £80 million is never an £80 million footballer. It's as simple as that, especially when there's other players out there that are better than him, that have gone for less money than him, not just in his position, but other positions as well. 80 million. And I suppose that shows how piss poor Man United are being run in terms of Ed Woodward and how they're running things at that club, is the fact that they don't really know what they're doing by the looks of it. The left hand don't know what the right hand's doing. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's coming out the other day saying, no, we're not buying anybody else. Then all of a sudden, Bruno Fernandes is back on again, then it's off again. Harry Maguire signs for 80 million. They're then not in for any more players. Mate, that club is just an absolute mess. And do you know what? As an Arsenal fan, it is funny to watch. But at the same time, I do miss the rivalry with United from back in the day when we were challenging with them up at the top of the table. It used to be wicked just to knock them off their perch every other year or whatever, beating them in cups and stuff like that, in cup finals, or beating them to a title, or just beating them at Old Trafford. They were the good days, man. They were the good times. And it's a shame that we've both kind of slumped down the table and slid down the table now. But yeah, that club is run so poorly in terms of negotiating. It's kind of like having Dick Law work for you. When he was working for our transfers, the geezer didn't have a fucking clue what he was doing, along with Gazidis. And they didn't have a Scooby between them. And in the end, they fucked up so many deals. That's why we could make 4 teams out of players we've nearly signed. Man United could probably do the same since Fergie's left. So yeah, they're still in for Bruno Fernandes, as far as I know. I'm not sure whether that's going to get done at all. Tottenham were linked to him as well. But I watched something that Goldbridge was saying the other day, that every time a team bids for him and they reject the bid, apparently Bruno Fernandes gets £5 million. So yeah, bit of a weird one. Imagine having that in your contract. Every time a club bids for me and it's under a certain amount, or over a certain amount, sorry, and you reject it, I get £5 million. What a contract. Whoever his agent is needs a pat on the back. Top man. So yeah, no. There's a couple of people asking about this new format. It's not going to be like this going forward. This is just a one-off today, but I kind of cocked it up, if I'm being honest. I should have added the chat first, because I wanted to overlay pictures over the top of it, and it still has the chat on top. It just looks crap. So yeah, when I was talking about the players, I wanted to put them on the screen. But if I do that, it still has the chat, because I should have set the chat up before I've done anything. But fuck it, it's too late now, so we'll just go with it like this. But so yeah, it's all good. And listen, thank you very much to everybody watching live right now. There is currently, if I have a little look, over 4,200 of you watching live. which is a record for this channel. So thank you very much. That is the most amount of people that have watched in one hit. And I do appreciate that. There is only 1,000 likes on the video, so please do stick a like on the video. Do subscribe as well. I am here until 6 o'clock. You have got another 3 hours of this. Hopefully in that time, we're going to get some people on. We're going to get Chig. He's going to come on a telephone call. We're going to speak about a couple of things in terms of Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham, United, stuff like that. I'm also getting Kenny Ken. He's coming on later on. Gunnar Claude, he'll be on. Football fan chat, I think I just see him pop up in the chat. He'll be coming on later as well. He's a Chelsea fan. All of these will be telephone calls. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that. And also Harry Symeou, who's doing fantastic at the moment. He was actually in Unai Emery's press conference the other day after the Lyon game. He's really making moves right now in the media scene. So yeah, it's all going really, really well right now. And big up every single one of you who is in the chat room. Let's read some more of your questions. Grab yourself a coffee. I've got a Lucasade. Thank you. I have got a Lucasade. Got to keep the energy up. But yeah, this is going to be the longest stream I've ever done. It's going to be over 3 hours long. That's mad. Is it over 3? What time is it now? 2 o'clock. Oh, I'm actually here for another 4 hours. Jesus, I thought it was 3 o'clock. I'm here till 6 o'clock. That could be fun. That could be fun. Somebody's just reminded me I can't tell the time in the comments. I saw Luiz in Arsenal colours, says Hacks. Yes, I think it's going to be announced pretty soon. I think the Kieran Tierney one's going to be announced pretty soon. What a double signing on deadline day. Regardless your thoughts on David Luiz, just to sign 2 players on deadline day is mass improvement. And Kieran Tierney, I've been waiting for this signing all summer. Absolutely fantastic signing. Over the moon with that one. I can't lie, that is a top signing. But where does that leave Nacho Monreal? I personally think he's going to go. I think he's going. I think that's why we brought Luiz in, and then we can get rid of Monreal because I don't want to see him at centre back. I think we get rid of Monreal. We have Tierney and Kolasinac as left backs. David Luiz in the centre back position with maybe a Holding and Socrates, either or. And then maybe get rid of Mustafi. Maybe that's a possibility. The transfer window doesn't end for us just because it closes at 5. We can still get players out of this club, and we can do that until the 31st as long as they go abroad. So yeah, it is all good. I am a Chelsea fan, but if Luiz goes, Chelsea and Arsenal are not rivals anymore. About Maguire, they messed up the most expensive with the best centre back. Yeah, listen, I don't agree on your Arsenal and Chelsea are not rivals anymore. I think we are. I think we are rivals, but at the same time, I think David Luiz is out of the plans for Lampard. It's as simple as that. So yeah, there we go. I will be going and having a toilet break, so I am going to mute this. You'll still see the back wall. I am going to mute this. I will be back in about 5 minutes' time. I'm going to go and have a quick cigarette as well. So do stay with me. Anybody who joins and wants to know where I am, please do let them know in the comments that I will be back shortly. I'm going to mute this. I'll be back in 5. I am back. I am back. Thank you for everybody still waiting in the chat as well. I appreciate that. Big up yourself, Sky to Rush, as well, for the Deadline Day stream fund. I do appreciate that, mate. Thank you very much. Is that Norwegian? Are you from Norway? Is that Norwegian currency, mate? I think it is. But yeah, happy days. It's all going to plan right now. And Kieran Tierney, for anybody who's joining late, Kieran Tierney and David Luiz medicals are underway. That's obviously on the screen. I will update that once one of them breaks and it's done. And I'm going to get a couple of people on the phone shortly as well. Probably start off with Chig from Guna Eagle Eye channel. Get him on, do a telephone call with him. And yeah, we'll get a few others on a little bit later down the road as well. Kenny Ken's coming on later on. Guna Claude, Harry Simu, football fan chat, who's a moderator in the chat room. So it's going to be good, and hopefully we can get some of these deals done ASAP. It'll be buzzing. As soon as we get a Tierney deal announced, that'll be absolutely mental. I'll be so happy. I'm already happy. I ain't stopped smiling since the news of Pepe. So yeah, it's all good being an Arsenal fan right now. And you never know, there could be another one coming through. There could be a Rugani, there could be a Zaha, who knows? But yeah, it's all going to plan. It's all going well right now. And yeah, I can't lie, I'm really happy. Well, before I went for my break, I spoke about Arsenal, spoke about Tottenham, spoke about Man United. Let's speak about Chelsea for a few minutes as well. Obviously, they're on a transfer ban. They can't actively go out and sign any players, although they have signed Pulisic. That was a done deal months and months in advance. Obviously, that went through soon as it got to the end of the year of his contract, which is June the 30th. It then rolls into New Year's of contract. So that was officially announced. For me, I think he's massively overhyped. I don't get the hype around him. Yes, he's very talented, but never really seen it. His stats ain't all that. Now he's coming to a harder league. He's coming to a club with big pressure on him. You know what Chelsea are like. If the manager don't do it ASAP, they get potted. And it's big pressure on Lampard. They've obviously signed Kovacic as well. Again, another good player. They've got rid of Eden Hazard. That's a massive miss for them. A massive, massive miss. He was their heartbeat, the heartbeat of their team. But the one thing I will say about Chelsea, and I briefly said this last night on this stream I did with Chig, is that for me, when he was at Derby County, he united that fan base massively. He got every single one of them fans fully on board with what he wanted to do and how he wanted to do it. I think he's going to do that with Chelsea. Obviously, the Chelsea fans adore him. He's a legend of that club, top goal scorer for their club. And he is going to have that dressing room fully on his side, as well as the fans. And they're going to surprise a few people next season. They are not going to be an easy team to play against, no matter whether they've got a decent team or not, whether you think they have or not. That is not going to be an easy game playing against Chelsea. And like I said, they can't buy any more players, but they've got one of the best scouting networks in world football, and they've got 1,000,001 decent players in the reserves. Hudson-Odoi is one of them. He's coming through. He's a good player. So yeah, they're not out of any top four running, that's for sure. And it wouldn't surprise me if they got top four as well. So it's going to be harder than ever to get in it this season, in my opinion. I don't think Man United are going to do that. I think they've got a PE teacher as manager, a supply teacher as manager. Their fans are not very happy right now with the ownership and Ed Woodward. And unless they go out and do some serious business today, they are not in a pole position at all. In fact, I'd have them down as 6th again. Tottenham, we spoke about them. They're going out and doing bits today as well. We're doing bits. We've both got our teams looking better. So yeah, it's going to be difficult for any of them teams to get in the top four, but we stand a better chance with the signings we've made, and so do Tottenham. And listen, Tottenham got in there last season by the skin of their teeth by us capitulating. But it's going to be even harder this season, and I fully expect us to do it. Big pressure on Unai Emery this season, that's for sure. He has to do it now. He has to get us in there. I remember Raul and Vinay, when they sat down with Laura Woods, that was the target for this season that's just finished. That was the target, and he didn't do it. He didn't get Champions League football. Well, the pressure's on him now because he has to. We can't go 4 years without Champions League football. So I think it's mad pressure on him. I hope he does it. I rate Unai as a manager. I think he's a fantastic manager. He's starting to get in the players that he wants. He's getting the left back that he wants. He's got in the winger that he wants. They were two big positions for him. We're getting a centre back. Again, it's his pick, somebody he's worked with, and yeah, I think it's looking good for us to get into that top four. Now the players have to go out there and do that on the pitch, which is where they've been lacking for a long, long time. A lot of them. Let's read some more of your comments and questions out there. Please also do let me know as well when Tierney gets announced if you guys see it before me, because obviously I am reading through some of these comments and I'm looking at this computer to make sure it don't die on me. So yeah, keep me up to date in the chat room when a Luiz gets announced, or any player from a top 6 team. As soon as a player gets announced, let me know and we'll talk about that. You should have had a deadline day countdown. Do you know what, mate? I'm the least computer literate person on the planet. I've not grown up with computers in terms of MacBook and stuff like that. I've had a job that entailed writing names and numbers on with a pen and paper, mate. So never really had the need for a computer. So to try and set all of that up, I've tried setting all of this up, right? And I wanted to put pictures as overlays, and I had a picture set up of the Emirates with "I'll be back shortly," so you didn't have to look at that wall. Because I set the chat up last, if I put that picture over, the chat still goes over the top of that, so it just looks crap. And then when I come back, the chat disappears. So yeah, it's not easy. I'm on OBS. It's really difficult for me to try and use this, which is why I'm getting rid of it and going with Ecamm Live, which is what I'll be streaming on to do the watch along on Sunday. So yeah, we were going down that road on Sunday. How long in the transfer window? The transfer window shuts at 5 PM UK time, so we have got 2 hours 42 minutes of the transfer window to go, and then it is shut. Are you keeping up the streams throughout the season? Says Shay. Well, that's a great question, and yes, I will be. It won't be every day. I won't be doing 2 a day, don't get me wrong, but I will be doing them. So, for example, we've got a press conference coming up. Emery's got a press conference coming up. I think it's Friday. So I'll be doing a press conference reaction. That will go out Friday. That'll be after he's done that. I'll do my preview for the game on Saturday. Obviously, we're playing on Sunday, so I'll drop the previews about 24 hours before the game. Maybe less than that. I might put them out there at 9 o'clock at night, the day before the game. They tend to get better traction when I put them at 9 o'clock rather than putting them at 5 or 7. So yeah, I'll be doing that. Starting 11 reactions I'll be doing. Obviously, as the starting 11's been announced, I'll go live straight away. And if I can get a signal at the Emirates, that is. If I can't, then I might have to scrap that for the home games and just do it for the aways. Away games, watch-alongs on this channel. The review of the game will be after the watch-along, on the same watch-along. So yeah, the watch-along will take place with Chig. We'll do a little 40 minutes segment after that, directly after the game finishes, dissecting it without giving too much away, because obviously he runs his channel and he wants to do his own one as well. And then I'll return later that night with a player ratings. So when there's not games, when there's not a preview, when there's not a press conference reaction or anything like that, the streams will continue. So as the season goes on, it'll be easier to work out when that will be, because obviously Emery's press conferences sometimes for a Sunday game are immediately after the Europa League game. So it is hard to try and keep up with Emery's press conferences and try and get the full video so I can watch it. So yeah, we'll just take it by ear for now, and moving forward I will be streaming. It might not be every single day, well, it probably won't be every single day, but the days to fill the gaps when there's no videos, I will definitely be doing 2 streams. So yeah, plenty of content. Subscribe if you're new. Please like the video. That always helps get new people to the channel. The target's now 30k. I want 30k for the start of the season. That would be fantastic if that could get done by Sunday. It's gone up over 3,000 in the last 2 days. So big up yourselves, every single one of you. There is currently 3,500 people watching this right now. Only 1,300 likes, so please do stick a like on it. And let's read some of these comments. Lee, talk about Wolves. They're doing doing their business quite well. I think they're trying to push for 4th spot. I'll come on to them shortly, Sergio. Thank you for that, mate. Who else is there? Let's have a look. Kolasinac spotted in London Colney dragging Messi by the scruff of the neck, says Reese. Mate, if we ever signed Messi, our fans would go, "Oh, he's got no resale value. He's too old now." That's what our fans are like sometimes, man. They're a little bit funny. Have we given up on Upamecano? Says the intellectual investor. Well, I think we have. I think we have given up on that one for now, mate. I think I can't see it happening until maybe next summer. Moses says, you've got a bottle of Lucasade in your hand, I have a glass of rum. Do you know what? I really like rum, I can't lie. I do like rum. Rum and Coke, man. Morgan's, a little bit of Morgan Spice, a little bit of ice and a little bit of Coca-Cola. Other fizzy drinks are available, like Pepsi, which I don't like. It's a little bit too sugary for me. Who do you think will be captain this season, says Ilias? Well, I don't know. I don't know, if I'm being honest. I think, well, I'm hoping it's not Granit Xhaka, because I don't really want Granit Xhaka to be playing that many games this season, if I'm being honest, let alone be captaining them. For me, I'd give it to Lacazette. Maybe make Socrates vice-captain. I've seen people saying David Luiz could be captain. Not really too sure about that. Mesut Ozil is another one. A lot of people are saying that. Again, not for me. He's not captain material. I don't think they will struggle. They've got a good manager. I think he's talking about Wolves again. I love the stream, says Rocket Ronnie. Are you the Rocket Ronnie, the Don snooker player, bruv? Zaha hasn't gone to training today. What do you make of that? Wow, he's not gone to training. Jesus Christ. Listen, he's trying desperately to get out of that club. I think we can all see that. But is it going to happen? There's not long left. There's 3.5 hours of the transfer window left. Is that going to happen? Has a deal been agreed with him? Probably. He's probably agreed a deal, him and his agent, with a club, whether it's Arsenal or Everton. He doesn't necessarily have to get to Liverpool to complete a medical. I'm sure they'll have staff on standby, ready and waiting in London to go and do a medical with him. So I don't know. I don't know whether he's going to be leaving. We shall see. We've got 3.5 hours left if he does leave and he does come to Arsenal. I didn't want him at the start of the transfer window, but now we've got Pepe in. Fuck it, why not go and get him? Go and get him. Tierney for captain by next season. Trust me, says Harry. I will check my DM shortly. Football fan chat. I will do that shortly, mate. With Zaha, it's a little bit too late, says Lewis. Is Coutinho still being offered to Arsenal? Says the 10 rules of the game. Well, I don't listen. The one with Coutinho that came out of nowhere. It went absolutely mad, and then got linked to Tottenham as well, and then it's just fizzled out completely. I don't know, mate. I'm waiting for Zaha to rock up at London Colney. That would just be hilarious. Do you remember when Odin Wingy did that? Yeah, just turn up and just wait. It'd be funny if Zaha did that. I would absolutely piss myself. Tierney medical is complete, says Dan Gunner 90. Hopefully, mate. Holdini for captain. We just missed out on Upamecano. Bottle Job FC back again. I don't know. Listen, we've put a lot of time and effort into getting this Tierney deal done and getting the Pepe deal done earlier on in the transfer window. It's not easy to get a multi-million-pound deal done, especially 60-odd million quid. It's a fuckload of money. The agent fee involved, the club involved, you're involved, all the lawyers involved. You've got to draft everything up. It's not easy to do that. It's not easy. So listen, the fact that we've got Pepe in, the fact that we've got Tierney in, I'm over the moon anyway. Anything else to me is a bonus. I am gutted that we didn't go and get a centre-back, a proper one. We're obviously getting Luiz, but I'll take it. I'll take it for now. I'm going to have to. But I'm not over the moon with David Luiz, I can't lie. But you never know. He might come in with a point to prove and do a job for 2 years and help us elevate us up the table. And then next season, he might only be here for 1 season, try and help us get in that top 4 and then go and get the target that we do want, which looks like Upamecano. And then we can get rid of him anyway. So, I don't know. Arsenal Steve, good afternoon. He says Zaha is the new Peter Odemwingie. That mate, I would absolutely wet myself. If he rocks up at Colney and starts giving it, with the window down, I've come to wait for the deal to go through. Do you think El Neni will be leaving? Yes, I do think that. In fact, let's talk about some of the people leaving, or the ones I think will be leaving. Mohamed El Neni, definitely. I can see Mkhitaryan leaving. I think he'll go. That could be maybe back to Germany. For anybody who is late and doesn't know, the window for players abroad is shutting on the end of August. So just because the window shuts for us today at 5 o'clock doesn't mean we can't get some of this dead wood out of the club, like the El Nenis, like the Mkhitaryan's. Get them out. We can get them out until the end of August, as long as we don't enter them into any sort of squads. Although I do think, actually, the Europa League and Champions League, that's squashed now. So even if they're in the squad, they can still play for somebody else. I think that changed after the Aubameyang deal, didn't it? So, yeah. I'm over the moon. Listen, I'm over the moon. And the players that I think we should get rid of, Callum Chambers, I don't think he's good enough. Get 20 million quid for him, take it. We paid 16 million, it's profit. Get him gone, get him go and play football. That's what he wants to do. Is he happy just being in the reserves and in the bench and stuff like that? If he is, sorry mate, that's not the mentality we need. So nothing personal against him. I think he is a decent player. I just don't think he's decent enough. So I'll get rid of him. Mohamed El Neni, Mkhitaryan. Eddie Nketiah has gone to Leeds on loan. That's a good move for him. I don't think he was quite ready for us yet. Maybe next season we get him in the team. Maybe he comes back and maybe he's fit and ready to go, and a year's more experience playing first team football. Who else do I think should go? Nacho Monreal. I think he's probably been our most consistent player since we signed him originally. But I do think it's time for him to go. I think he's finished. I think last season that proved that. He was targeted all season and every team got joy down his side, or whether he was centre-back, they were still targeting him. He's too slow. He's good at crossing the ball into the box. That's about all he's good at now. His positioning is shocking at times. But it's a shame because he has been a very good player for us and one of the most consistent, like I said. Mustafi is another one. Thanks for reminding me in the chat. Mustafi is another one. Mustafi could still go. So what could we get for Mustafi in terms of transfer fee? Maybe 25 if we're really lucky, like stupidly lucky. I'd take 10 and get him off the books. Maybe just pay up his contract and get him off the books. Maybe that would be cheaper. Just get rid of him. Get him off the books, free up the wages and just go with one less centre-back. Your fantasy league code, that's a very good question, mate. I don't know right now, if I'm being honest. I will come back to that a little bit later, so do remind me. No to Xhaka being captain, says DJ Fury. Eddie is on his way to Leeds. Yes, Tyrone is on his way to Leeds for a medical. And that's a good move. Listen, he had Cardiff, Bristol City and Leeds United all in for him. I think he's probably gone to the best team for him. I think he'll get a lot of game time there. I think they're a decent team. That's another club that it's a shame that they are where they are. They used to be brilliant when I was younger. When David O'Leary was manager, just a shame they spunked all the money and it all went sideways for him. But Mavropanos says Juicebox 14. Well, that's another one. Listen, the guy's played a handful of games for Arsenal. He's had 2 injuries in them games, a red card, and looked a little bit shaky at times. So I think he's currently injured. So maybe he will still be here. But again, I'd get him out on loan. I would take 2 million from Mustafi, says Lewis. I think Xhaka will be a good captain, says Orion Satchel. I'm not so sure, man. Listen, the thing with Xhaka is he's captain for Switzerland, right? And whilst that's good for them, I don't see any leadership or captain in him at all. When he gave that penalty away against Brighton at home, he literally kicked the geezer and walked off not caring the world. What's that all about? He should be standing there with his hands on his head thinking, what the fuck have I just done? And then he should be going out of his way after that to make up for it and try and win us the game. He didn't do that, and he just limped through them last 7 or 8 games, and it was quite embarrassing to watch, if I'm being honest. Not just him, there was a lot of them that limped through them last 7 games. And that embarrassment of that Europa League final, they all need to have a long, hard look at themselves, and I hope they have, because if we start doing all that shit again, we're in for a long season. So let's hope that they've all learnt from that, and let's hope that they all start turning up. But as for Xhaka, nah, not for me, for captain. All he does is point and have the odd chat here and there. Well, we had that with Flamini, and he weren't captain material either. Who do you think Arsenal will definitely sign? Says best player ever 208. Well, we're definitely signing David Luiz. We're definitely signing Kieran Tierney. Other than that, I'm not so sure. Is there one more surprise in the offing? Is that going to be Rugani? Is that going to be Zaha? Who knows? I don't. That's for sure. I ain't got any information on it. Mandzukic to Man United is off. And this is what I'm saying, right? I mentioned this earlier, Ankit. Yeah, thanks for letting me know that, mate. Yeah, I was saying this earlier, right? They are literally in a mess. They can't even get Mandzukic over the line. Like, come on, what is going on with that football club? Seriously, it's funny to watch. I can't lie. It is funny that they're linked with 1,000,001 players, have been all summer, and they've only signed 2 players that were both in this country that we knew were both going there anyway. Let's be real, we all knew Maguire was going to go there about 3 months ago. It was just a case of how much. Wan-Bissaka was another one. Get the money right, you can have him. They got the money right. Sky Sports are now saying Man United could be looking to get Wanyama. That's what I'm saying. The banter just keeps coming from Man United's side, man. This is hilarious. Victor Wanyama, thank you very much for letting me know that, Joel Morris. Appreciate that, my friend. Wanyama, Jesus fucking wept. What is going on, man? What is going on? Louise means no Regani, says K-Man. Well, not necessarily. I think that could still be done, but I don't know, man. Listen, the representatives of Juve, the sporting director and all that, they are in London, so they're trying to get deals done to not just Arsenal or Tottenham or Man U or any. There's a few clubs that they're trying to work with, so you never know. There could be a little surprise just after deadlines closed, where something got done that we didn't know about. Who knows? Wanyama, I can't believe that, man. Lukaku is signing for Inter Milan. Inter Milan. Do you know what makes that funny as well, right? They should have just done a straight swap for Dybala. That's what they should have done. But apparently, I heard something the other day that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer likes a tall striker. Well, why are you getting rid of Lukaku then, mate? Because Lukaku's better than Mandzukic. Yeah, regardless of what anyone says, go and have a look at the goals Lukaku scored. He might get a lot of abuse. We all take the piss out of him for saying his first touch is crap and all this and that. But at the same time, his goal record speaks for itself. He misses a lot, but he scores a lot. And the one thing I'll say about him is he is always still in the right position to try and, well, even miss them. He does get in them positions. Against us at the Emirates, he should have had a hat-trick from 4 yards out, and he missed all 3 of them. So yeah, he does get in the right positions. He needs to polish up his finishing, that's for sure, because it ain't nowhere near good enough. But if they're thinking Mandzukic is the answer to their question, is the answer, then what the fuck is the question? Seriously, Mandzukic, that's just hilarious. What is it, 2012? Hilarious, nobody wants to go and play for a PE teacher. Manchester United FC. Thanks, Sergio. Lee, you are killing me, says Shamer. I am full of beans today, I must admit. It's a good day today. I want Coutinho, says Upwind. Brady Ashton says Louise is shit. Well, I wouldn't say he's shit, but it's underwhelming, I must admit. It's not the greatest signing I've been witness to. Stop using God's name. What about Dale Umpakana? Anybody who's joining the chat room that hasn't been watching for a while, I have spoken about him, and it ain't going to happen. Umpakana is not going to happen. I just think we've run out of time with it. I think we wanted him. I think we just focused too much of our efforts on Pepe and Tierney. And listen, rightly so. I do think that we needed them 2 players, but I think that's why David Luiz is coming in, and it's very underwhelming, I can't lie. But it is a centre-back, and is he better than Mustafi? I don't know, I'll let you guys decide that in the chat. Is he better than Mustafi? Not sure. Not too sure about that. I think he is. Well, there we go. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. Danny Drinkwater is going to Burnley. What a fucking waste of a career that was. Left Leicester to go to Chelsea, ruined himself, and now he's going to Burnley. Jesus Christ. Do you rate Kai Havertz, says Abermon? Do you know what? I rate that geezer so highly, it's unbelievable, mate. And that actually leads me on to something I was going to speak about, because he is a top draw player. I'm shocked nobody's gone in for him. I'm also shocked nobody's gone in for Hakim Ziyech. Why has nobody gone in for him this summer? What's that all about? Absolute baller, that kid. But yeah, Havertz he is a fantastic player. He won't be there next season. I think he'll do one more season there, and then I think that he will be going maybe to a Barcelona or a Madrid or somewhere like that. A lot of people saying David Luiz is better than Mustafi. The reason I asked that, right? Yeah, and I know a lot of people go, what the fuck? The reason I asked that is because David Luiz, if you speak to Chelsea fans, a lot of them say that he is basically like Mustafi. He's got a massive error in him. He's got no composure in terms of defensive. He's better going forward than he is going back. I don't know. I personally think he is, but not by a great deal. I do think that when he is good, he's fucking brilliant. Yeah, there's no doubt in that. When he is good, he is fantastic. Whereas when Mustafi's good, he's just better than shit. So I think he is better, but we shall see how much better. We will see if he's going to make our defence any more solid, because that is where it is. Nick Holm 88 says he's a stopgap anyway. He is a stopgap. He is a stopgap. And it's until next summer, until we get the one we want. Listen, Saliba's coming in next summer. That's going to be fantastic. I think he's a good young player. If he has a fantastic season this season with St Etienne, it's going to come in and it's going to be double. It's going to be double the money, double the value. So it looks like a great piece of business if that's the case. We're getting rid of David. Yes, we are getting rid of David Luiz. Good luck with Mustafi. The clown defence. As a Chelsea fan, this is our best signings. Sami Khedira removed from Sky Bet transfer odds. Says Daniel, please don't let that happen. I don't want him either. Everyone's saying he's better than Mustafi. All right, we'll leave that one there then, seeing as you all think he's better than Mustafi. Listen, I think he is better, but how much better is the question. Updates on Tierney and Luiz's medical as well. They're not officially announced yet, mate. So as far as I know, they've both passed their medical. It's just a case of getting the photos done, getting the announcement videos done now, and then Arsenal messaging it out. Luiz will probably score a hat-trick of own goals versus Chelsea. Like, mate, don't even go there, bruv. Don't even go there. That'd be ridiculous. But listen, maybe when we play Chelsea, don't play him. We've gone down that road. We've gone down that road already with Pepe. And I don't really want to see another Chelsea player playing for us against Chelsea. I don't want to see that happen. We've had it with Gallas. We've had it with Petr Cech. I don't want to see it again. So yeah, there we go. Anyway, let's see how many people are watching this live as we speak. Over 4,000 of you are watching live. I do appreciate that. 1,500 likes as well. So big up yourselves. I do appreciate it. I'm here until 6 o'clock as well. Hopefully I've got the staying power for that. Hopefully you lot still stay and watch, dip in and out as many times as you like. I'll still be here. Obviously I understand you've got stuff to do today. Maybe you're at work or stuff like that. So yeah, I will be here for another 3 hours and 20 minutes. Once the wind is shut, we'll obviously look at some of the, look who's had the best window. We'll wait until it shuts and then we'll look who's had the best window. I will come on to Wolves shortly as well. Let's see what else is happening. Lee, I just see you on Sky Sports News. Graham Potter, you dickhead. You dickhead, Steve. Do you know what? I get it all the time, right? Graham Potter, Nacho Monreal, Peter Crouch, Joe Root. What's the other one I get? White Aubameyang. Really? What's the other one? There's another one. Russell Howard. That's another one. Are you bored yet? No, I'm not actually bored yet, mate. I can't lie. I'm not bored. I'm not bored. I actually enjoy doing these. I actually enjoy streaming, mate. It's cool. It's sick. Because, like, listen, 4,000 of you are watching this right now, and a lot of you are in the chat room. So it's good, man. And I must admit, it's passed pretty quick. I don't know how long I've been going on this for, but it's got to be over an hour and 20 minutes already. So yeah, it's gone pretty sharpish. I can't lie. Any news on Zaha, says Daniel? Well, I was reliably informed, mate, that he's not gone to training today. That was after handing in a transfer request yesterday. He's trying to push through the move to Everton, according to Sky. I'm not so sure that he is pushing a move to Everton. I think he's trying to push the move to us. So we shall see. We shall see what happens with that. Jago Armstrong says, seeing reports saying Luiz's contract puts him on 120 grand a week over 2 years, that would be an overall cost of £20 million. Well, that's not too sad, I suppose. Is that right? 120, yeah, that's about right. Your maths is spot on, bruv. That's not too bad. Listen, to go and get a centre-back for £20 million for 2 years, and that includes wages, we could have done a lot worse, I suppose, couldn't we? Especially when there's Mustafi, who's on 75 grand a week and costs 35 million. So that's going to end up costing 50 million overall. When you put it into perspective like that, that ain't too shabby. Zaha must be shattered to pieces at the minute, says Magnus Manson. Hey, listen, I'll tell you something now, right? If he don't get his move today, if he does not get his move, he is going to look like a right bellend. And he's going to have to go back to Crystal Palace and get on his hands and knees and beg for them to take him back, full of, full of apologies and everything he's going to be. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the next few hours. 2 hours and 18 minutes of the transfer window to go. Zaha spotted in London. That's because he lives there, bruv. Do you think the players have lost faith in Mustafi? Says Chian66. I don't think they have lost faith in him. I can't lie, mate. Yeah, listen, they all look like they're all friendly and happy in training and that. So I don't know, mate. I think it's just, listen, he is scapegoated quite a bit. He is crap, we all know that, but he does get a hell of a lot of stick, and more so than somebody like Xhaka, who has equally, if not more, mistakes that lead to goals than Mustafi. Mustafi gets a pass with some of our fans, but Xhaka gets a pass with some of our fans. Mustafi is just everyone's on his case. I kind of feel sorry for him because he is crap, but it's a little bit over the top. That's just how I see it. TalkSport is saying Aubameyang and Lacazette have signed new contracts, says Bill. I think that was done a few weeks ago, mate. I think that was done a few weeks ago. It just hasn't been announced yet. Maybe they're going to announce that today as well. What a buzz that will be. Luiz is better than Koscielny. It's an upgrade. Can't disagree with that. S.Teov Kale. Has Emery lost faith in Mustafi? Well, I don't think Emery had any faith in him to begin with, mate. So there we go. United are now looking at Fernando Llorente. Llorente and Wanyama, you know. Jeez. How the mighty have fallen. Jesus Christ. One of the biggest clubs in world football can't get transfers done. Mad. Absolutely mad. Crazy. We got rid of a 33-year-old and replaced him with a 32-year-old. Well, at least the 32-year-old's not got a dodgy Achilles, mate. So hopefully he's... and he can score a free kick. He can ping a free kick, can't he? They either end up in the North Bank Upper this season or they're going in the back of the net. Buzzing for the season. Big up from Jamaica. Says, go Wayne Walker. Thank you, mate. Big yourself up. Lee Gunner spotted in London, reports Sky Sports. No, I'm not far from there, though. I'm not far from there. About 40 miles away. From the Croatian Peter Crouch to the Spanish one, says Abuda Mac. Like, listen, mate. I don't know what this fascination with Man United is about trying and getting a tall striker that can win a header. I don't get it. What is that all about? You know, I understand that they've got wingers in there that want to cross the ball. Well, surely Lukaku can win headers. You know, surely Lukaku can be that guy. I don't get why they're getting rid of Lukaku. I can't lie. Like, listen, he might not be the best striker in the world, but you're going from Lukaku to Fernando Llorente. Really? Come on, man. What's going on with them, man? I think it's funny, man. I will absolutely wet myself. Andy Carroll will be next. I will absolutely wet myself, right, if they go and get If they go and get Fernando Llorente and Victor Wanyama, what a banter club. Here till 6, I love your streams. Thank you very much, Sandra. Thank you, darling. Any news on Rugani or the Leipzig 20-year-old? Nothing on either of them, mate, unfortunately. I don't think we're getting up at Meccano. It's not going to happen. My comments don't show up. How come? Well, you're here, mate, and you're not blocked. I've just checked you now, David, so I don't know why, but your comment showed up that time, mate. Right, let's see if I can get someone on the phone. We'll get a phone call in. I did text Chig about 40 minutes ago, and he's not answering. So let's see if I can get hold of Harry. Let's wait for his reply and see what he's saying. Would you sell Iwobi to fund Upper Meccano? Listen, if the money's right for Iwobi, I'd sell him. I like him. I think he's a good player. I think he can get better. I think Emery made him better last season. I wouldn't sell him to fund a defender. I think if we're going to get rid of him, we've got to go and buy another winger or another midfielder, because him and Pepe are the only two that can take players on and get round players, so and dribble past people. So no, not really, not for me, mate. I do want a centre back, but I wouldn't sell Iwobi to fund a centre back. I think we could fund one anyway. But if we're selling Iwobi, we've got to go and buy someone that can dribble past people. Who else should we sign? Says Abdallah. Well, Zaha, I'd take him. Rugani, I'd take him. You're only here to talk about United. No, mate, I've been here for about an hour and a half. I've spoke about Arsenal, Tottenham, Man United, Chelsea. I'm going to speak about Wolves shortly. So yeah, there we go, mate. But good evening from India. Thank you, Javed. Hope you're well, mate. Just sneaked off for Tenley on holiday, who we signed today. Tini and Luiz are coming out. Enjoy your holiday. They're coming out and being unveiled soon, mate. So enjoy your holiday, Martin. Keep going down here. Thank you, Anis Siart. I hope I pronounced your name right. Enough with the shitty announcement videos. Just get a scarf and announce them now, says Evan. Couldn't agree more. I've just made you a mod as well, mate, yeah? Yeah, why not just get the scarf? Get a shirt, get a scarf, sod these announcement videos. What's the hold up? And do you know what would be funny, right? Is we have to tell the Football League, the Premier League, sorry, that the deal was done. So it's going to come out as breaking news, and it's going to be funny to see when Arsenal actually officially announce it on their social medias. Because if Sky Sports put it out there that it's a done deal and it's now officially done, it'll be interesting to see if Arsenal put it straight out. Where is Carrasco? Says KK Singh. Well, yeah, where is Carrasco? That was one we were linked to very start of the window. That's not happened. He's still in China, I think, isn't he? Forget Sky Sports, this is the place to go, says Dag Marwi. Thank you very much, my friend. Thank you. Yeah, like I said, anyone who's joined late, listen, the graphics I was going to set up for this, my green screen ain't arrived yet, because I was going to have something nice in the background. And then I fucked this up a little bit, so it don't look as good as I wanted it to look. And I was going to have overlays over the top as well, to where I was talking about the players, have a picture of them or something. But it's I fucked up the chat, so it still have the chat running over the top of them, so it just look a bit shit, which is why I'm not doing it. So yeah, unfortunately, I struggle using OBS, which is why I'm getting rid of it. So this will be the last time you see me using this this streaming software, because I can't get to grips with it. It's way too complicated for me to use. So I'll be going on to something very simple, which is what I used last night, and I can hook the green screen up to that with one tap of a button, and I can stick pictures in with one tap of a button. So yeah, it's all good. It's all good, and yeah, I'm about to get somebody on a call. Right, I'm about to phone Harry Simiu. He runs a YouTube channel called Chronicles of a Gooner. He's actually, me and him disagree on 99.9% of everything. Um, so yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Um, right, let's give him a call. Let's get him on the blower. Call Harry. Here we go. I, I don't know if anyone's going to be able to hear this, but he's going to be on loudspeaker. So I'm hoping everyone can hear this. And I'm hoping that every one of you will be able to hear him when he's speaking. But yeah, he does run a YouTube channel called Chronicles of a Gooner. He's doing pretty well on that. He's also breaking into the media circuit right now as well. He was in Unai Emery's press conference the other day, which is mad, after the Lyon game. So, like I said, we disagree on pretty much everything to do with Arsenal. But he's a sound guy, and he is on the phone now. Say hello, Harry.
How you doing?
Can everybody hear Harry? Yeah, listen, welcome to the show, mate. Appreciate you coming on at short notice as well. We only spoke about this the other day, but I wanted to get your thoughts. Firstly, on how the transfer window's gone from start of the window to now, and do you think that we have plugged all of the gaps that we needed to plug sufficiently to go forward into Champions League football this season?
I think it's gone pretty well. I think it's gone as well as we could have hoped. I don't, in fact, I'd say that it's probably gone better than we would have thought it was going to go. There was lots of talk about the budget, and I know that you were somebody that was, quite confident that actually that didn't mean we would to spend on players, because, as you say, most deals are structured. I think when people talk about that, though, I think that people kind of misconstrue the fact that actually Arsenal haven't actually laid down a lot more than what was initially quoted as their budget in terms of upfront payments. So, it's possible that that was true, and that, what you're saying was true as well, in the sense that it didn't mean we were restricted to only buying players of that value. So, really interesting stuff there. I think we've addressed a lot of the areas that needed addressing. There's still a couple for me that I don't know if we've done enough in, and I'll start by talking about the right-back position. A lot of people say that, we're fine there. Well, for me, I think that when you look at the right-back position, you've got Hector Bellerin, who's obviously a decent enough right-back, and we're hoping he's back as soon as possible. But then you've got the likes of Ainsley Maitland-Niles there as cover, and this is not a criticism of the kid. I think he's actually a very talented young footballer, but he isn't played out, I think, over the course of the season. That could cost us. So, you don't have to worry about that. I think that I would have liked to have seen Arsenal go out and get someone for that position. And in terms of the centre-back, David Luiz, he's split opinion, hasn't he? I think that he's an upgrade on some of the players we've currently got. Others think that he's absolutely useless. So, I'm hopeful that he'll come in and do an okay job, and I think for £8 million, it's a no-brainer. And in theory, we should be in a much better position to qualify for the Champions League. I think over the course of Unai Emery's stay now, this will be, the 10th signing that we've made. So, I think he's starting to assemble what he needs, and I think that what that does do is it means there's no more excuses, really.
Mate, I couldn't agree more, if I'm being honest, mate. Listen, the target last season was Champions League football. Raul and Vinay said that themselves. We failed in doing that. He can't fail this season. If he fails this season, he will be sacked. It's as simple as that. But I wanted to ask you as well, just on some of the other clubs. Firstly, we'll leave Man City and Liverpool out of the equation, because let's be real, they're a country mile ahead of everyone. What do you think on Tottenham, Man United, and the two? I know Chelsea are on a ban, but the two that they've signed, who do you think out of them three has had the best window if all of the deals complete, i.e. Sessegnon going to Tottenham today? So who do you think's had the best window out of them three?
I think it's interesting, because I think with Spurs, they didn't need to have as good a window as the others. So even if they've done slightly less business, for example, then it wouldn't really be an issue. But in this case, I'm surprised to see that they're still in for so many players on the last day. It seems like the Dybala deal might be dead. We heard earlier it was dead. We've heard that it might be back on. There's so many conflicting reports. So we'll have to wait and see what happens on that. But if they do get Lo Celso and Sessegnon over the line, I think, and of course Ndombele, that's a pretty good window for them. And I think, as much as it pains me to say, I think that they'll sort of break away and be the closest to those top two. And I'm not, they don't go for the title. I think will be the closest. And then I think, Chelsea have had a real hard time with the players they've lost and the fact that they can't bring anybody else in. There's been a real handicap for Lampard, and it's probably a little bit unfair on him because, people are going to judge him in this first season. In actual fact, not being able to bring on players is a big deal. So I think having lost Hazard, Morata, all right, he didn't have a great time there, Morata, but he still lost a pretty big player. And then David Luiz, I mean, to let him join a rival just seems absolutely mad from their perspective, given that they can't replace him and stuff. So, that's a worry for them. Manchester United, for me, I don't know if they've addressed the problems that they had. I mean, they've addressed a couple of positions in Maguire and one Bissaka, but I've always felt that they needed a top quality striker. It didn't quite work out with Lukaku. They've let him go now, but it doesn't look like they're going to get anybody in to replace him. So, can Rashford and Martial and those kind of players, Lingard, fire you back into the Champions League positions? I don't know. That would be really interesting to see, but I think it still remains pretty much as you were in the sense of Tottenham are probably the strongest of the sides, and then I think that Arsenal have another fantastic opportunity to get back in the top four because of what's going on at those other clubs as well.
Yeah, mate. I don't know if you know as well. Fernando Llorente is apparently linked to Man United. They've failed with their bid for Mandzukic apparently, so that could be their backup striker. But another couple of things I want to ask before I let you go, mate, and I do appreciate you coming on as well. I wanted to ask you, who do you think's the best signing so far of the transfer window? Not just for the top six, but overall in general for the Premier League. Who's the best one? Who's the best signing?
Oh, that's a really hard question. I think when you look at it in terms of like the shock factor for me, it's the Pepe one, because this is a player who's been linked with so many top clubs, and we were sort of said to not even be in the running. So to then hear that Arsenal had agreed to deal and that he was coming, I think that kind of the shock factor of that puts that as one to watch out for. I think Ndombele is a really good player, and I think Tottenham have nabbed a really good central midfield player there. So I think that's another very positive signing. But with him, I think, I don't know. I don't know if the hype is warranted as such, in the sense that we see players come from Ligue 1 often that are really, really overrated, and someone made the point to me yesterday that it could be another Bakayoko. I hope that's the case. I really hope that's the case, because Bakayoko was pulling up trees at Monaco, and then when he came, it just didn't work. So, I think it's probably Pepe for me. I think that's the standout one. Maybe I'm a bit biased because I'm an Arsenal fan, and I was buzzing when I heard about it. But for me, that is a really big deal. And the other teams have made signings, but are they signings that are going to completely turn their fortunes? I think we've just got that extra edge now, and our front three is as good as anybody's.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that, if I'm being honest with you, mate. Right, listen, I want to say thank you firstly for coming on. Also, do you just want to I think there's about 4,000 people watching this live as we speak, mate, yeah? And big up yourself for coming on, because I know that we disagree on a hell of a lot of stuff related to Arsenal, yeah? But we've always been sound with each other. We've always kept it civil, mate. So when I said I was going to do this, I wanted you to be one of the people to come on. But do you want to just let everyone who is watching this live know where they can find you, social media accounts and stuff like that, mate?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it. And at the end of the day, it's just different opinions, nothing more. Some people take that shit way too seriously. But yeah, you can find me on YouTube, The Chronicles of the Gooner. It's an Arsenal podcast where we sort of review preview games and cover the latest news. And we'll be doing some new things during the new season. And I'm on Twitter at Harry Simeou, that's SYMEOU, because it's a complicated Greek name that a lot of people can't spell.
Mate, a lot of people can't even pronounce it, mate, let alone spell it.
Exactly.
So yeah, listen, thank you very much, Harry. I appreciate that, and I'll let you crack on with the rest of your day. Top man. Thanks, mate.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Take care. Bye, mate. Bye. And that was Harry Simeou, Arsenal fan. Like I said, he's doing very, very well with his career. He's breaking into the media circuit. It's something that he's wanted to do. He does. He started to do some commentary and stuff like that for radio stations as well. And yeah, really sound guy. Really sound guy. And there you go. Go and check him out if you haven't already. Feel free to subscribe to him. And yeah, let's get back into some of these comments. There is thousands of them. I've missed thousands as well. So yeah, there you go. He said Pepe was the star man for him this transfer window out of all the transfers. Listen, I can't lie. That since that broke on that Saturday, I think it was the 27th of July. Since that news broke that we had a bid accepted, and we were the front runners, this fan base has just gone full circle from being negative to being so happy. It is unbelievable. So listen, it's done its job. It's done its job. It's galvanised the fans. It's going to be unbelievable to go to the games this season and see him live with my own eyes. I can't wait to see him if he plays against Burnley. The buzz and the cheer of the crowd when they read his name out for the first time at the Emirates, or every time at the Emirates. But that first time, if there was a roof, it'd lift it. So, yeah, man, I am so happy that we have got Pepe. I can't even lie. For me personally, I think I agree with him as well. He said about Ndombele, that could go one way or the other. That could either end up being a Bakayoko, or it could end up being an absolute steal for 60 million. Also, another player that I think overall, personally, is going to be an absolute superstar is Tielemans at Leicester. I think he's an absolute bargain for the price that they've paid for him. So yeah, for me, that's a fantastic signing as well. And I'd say they're probably the top three transfers for me. They're the ones that I think are the best of the summer so far. Obviously, there's still more to come through, but I think they're the best three. Thank you to everyone still going in the chat room. Do we have any chance of top four, says Pun the Channel. Yes, we do. We've got a chance. Listen, we finished 1 point behind it last year, and we were shit away from home. And we bottled the last 7 games. So if we sort our away form out, we should be flying up that table. And I think we can do that. I think we've got a little bit more steel in there now with Tierney, with Ceballos. He looks like he can get stuck in, that's for sure. And that's something that I criticised him of when we were linked to him, saying I don't think he's going to be able to cut it with the physicality side of it. But in the games that he's played, he did not throw himself in. So yeah, hopefully now with him, with Tierney, with David Luiz, we've got a little bit more steel in the team. We've got genuine attacking ability going forward with Pepe now. Obviously, with the likes of Aubameyang and Lacazette already there, we're going to be a threat for a lot of teams this season. We just need to make sure that midfield is where we come unstuck a hell of a lot of times, especially away from home. When you've got the likes of Ozil and Xhaka just strolling around the pitch, Matteo Guendouzi as well, the amount of times he just lets people run off of him. All three of them have been guilty of doing that more often than not. Lucas Torreira came in like a bull in a china shop, got injured, and struggled from Christmas onwards, really. If he can stay fit and he can stay up to the required levels like he did for the start of the season last season, for that first part when he was playing, and then we stick maybe Joe Willock alongside him, I think that's good enough. I think that's more than good enough. Hector Bellerin will be coming back as well. And I think we've got a good outfit now. We've got a good 11. My 11, I'd go with Leno, Bellerin when fit. I'd go with, I think I'd go Socrates and Luiz until Holding's back, and then maybe switch it up and go with maybe Holding. I don't know. That's too close to call in my opinion. Then midfield, I'd go with Willock, Xhaka, Ceballos. Then I would go with, how many is that? That's 7. And then I'd go with both of the strikers up front. I'd go with Pepe and Iwobi. We've got pace and power down the wing. Pepe and Iwobi track back, so that's a bonus. That's too many players, isn't it? Yeah, that's too many players. Can only go with 3 up front. Okay, swap that. Iwobi, you dropped. So yeah, I'd go with Iwobi on the bench then, and then I'd stick maybe a Aubameyang left wing. Although I do think that takes a hell of a lot away from his game. But it might up the game of Lacazette. It might get him scoring more goals and Pepe as well. So it might be a case where Laka and Aubameyang score about the same amount of goals this season if he does play on the wing, rather than Aubameyang smashing 31 and Lacazette getting, 15 was it? So yeah, there we go. Big up everyone still watching this live. It's mad how many of you are still joining into this. It's still going up as well. So over 3,800 of you watching live still. I am going to go and have a cigarette break and a toilet break. I will be muting it again. You will be able to look at this white wall behind me for about 5 minutes. Any moderators in the chat, if people come in, just let them know that I have gone for a fag break and a toilet break, and I'll be back in 5 minutes. Obviously, I appreciate a lot of people are going to duck out of this whilst I do that. I'll then try and get Chig on the phone if I can and see what his thoughts are. And by then, hopefully, we would have announced one of our 2 signings. So I'll leave you in peace for 5 minutes and then I shall return. As you can see, I have returned. Thank you very much for all waiting around. I just want to put a little message out there to all the moderators in the chat as well. Any racist comments will not be tolerated. So anybody who's watching this that is racist gets kicked straight away. The other time anybody gets kicked out, and this is to the moderators, please. Listen, I trust you guys to keep the chat room nice and friendly and clean and tidy and that, yeah? So listen, anybody, let me just mute myself. Jesus Christ. Anybody who abuses any other people in the chat room, if they do it again, then do please kick them out. It's supposed to be a friendly chat. Just stick them on timeout. If they do it again, then kick out after the window shuts. He will be coming on. So yeah, it's all going quite well. I can't lie. It's going pretty well right now. Man United are in a little bit of a mess. They're getting rid of Lukaku. They're looking at Llorente, Mandzukic. That's not quite happening for them right now, the Mandzukic one. So they're looking at Fernando Llorente. We just need to announce our 2 deals. We know they're done. We know they've passed their medicals. We just need to announce both of them. Lewis says, mods kicked me on my other account by accident. All right, message me, DM me, mate, after, and I'll go through and find it for you, mate, and unmute it, unblock it even. So yeah, Chris P, good evening or afternoon to you. You're lucky I was about to super chat before you left, late to the party, working. If I'm not too late, in the words of Kiora, I'll be your mod. You can be a mod of mine, actually, mate. I hope you just heard what I said as well about how we moderate on here. No racist comments tolerated whatsoever, mate, yeah? There's been quite a few recently as well. So yeah, it's not great, and it's not warranted, especially on this channel. So yeah, it's all good. Listen, let's before I'm going to have to close this chat down on my phone. So I'll read this one out. According to Simon Peach, going to stay quiet at United for the rest of the day. Oh mate, listen, he's actually very good at calling Man United stuff as well. So I know that a lot of Man United fans rate him as a journalist. He's basically the United version of Ornstein. So yeah, he's pretty good. So if he says they're not doing much more, they're not doing much more. So let me close this down. I will come back to comments in a second, and let's actually see what is going on with the transfers. Let's have a look at some of the other clubs. Let's see if there's anything going on. Not a great deal happening, if I'm being completely honest. I think there's deals happening in the background, but obviously nothing's been unveiled properly yet, has it? So United fans are burning their t-shirts on Twitter, says Haroon. Mate, listen, I find it funny. I just think it's hilarious, mate. A club of that stature and that size, and they can't get anything done. I think it's mad. A lot of people are saying I'm lagging. I hope that isn't the case. Please don't be the case. I don't need it lagging after we've been going for 2 hours. There is a little bit of lag. I'm hoping it sorts itself out, so we'll bear with it for a couple more minutes. If it does continue, then I'm going to have to end the stream and start up a new one. So hopefully it works. So yeah, would you rather Arsenal win the league or Tottenham are relegated, says Larson. Well, I want to win the league, mate. So it's winning the league all day long, isn't it? It's all about trophies, mate. Right, we'll bear with it for now. People are saying it's still lagging, but it's getting a little bit better. So we'll bear with it. My Wi-Fi connection's pretty solid right now. It's on full signal. So yeah, it's hopefully going to hold up because it needs to continue. We've still got another hour and 40 minutes of the transfer window remaining. So fuzzy audio as well, for a few people are saying. We'll continue with it for a couple of minutes, and we'll pull it if need be. We'll give it 5 minutes. If it's still doing it, I'll pull it and I'll have to restart another stream. So yeah, we'll continue to, hopefully it'll even itself out and sort itself out in the next couple of minutes. If not, I'll start another one. Something tells me there will be one unanticipated sign-in for Arsenal before the end of the deadline, says Christian. Hopefully, mate, hopefully. Lagging badly. A lot of people are saying it's fine. It's okay for me. The screen setup is quality. Good afternoon, Sam. Well, unfortunately, it would have been a whole lot better, mate, but I cocked it up, if I'm being honest, and it's not quite how I wanted it, and my green screen ain't arrived, so that's why you got the plain background, and not only that, I was going to have overlays of players, so I could stick a player on there and talk about him with just voiceover, but I've cocked that up by fucking the chat up, so if I do that, the chat's still there, and I'm clueless when it comes to using OBS, so this will be the last time I will be using OBS. I'll be going on to Ecamm and streaming via Skype and YouTube as of Sunday for the watch along. So any moderators in the chat, just let me know whether it is lagging or whether it is still fine, please. A lot of people are saying it's lag, but a lot of people are saying it's fine. So any moderators, just please let me know if it's lagging. It's fixed, it's fine. All right, nice one, thank you. I have a feeling that Upper Mancano is getting done in the background, says Mahir. The audio is fine. Sounds fine. Picture's freezing, a couple of people are saying. Sessegnon signed for Spurs. Is that officially done now? Is that a done deal? Called into Fabrizio, Lo Celso and Sessegnon are done. Yeah, they've. I think they're getting both of them done today. And listen, they, like Harry said earlier on when he was on the phone conversation, they've had a better than expected transfer window, Tottenham. They don't normally go out and do free signings in a transfer window. They ain't done any for 18 months. So I don't know. I just look at it and I think maybe they are going to have a serious go at it. I think that. And Ndombele, that could be one hell of a signing for them if it goes to plan. If it doesn't, it's another Bakayoko. Anybody who says it's still lagging, maybe come out of it and just reload it. The majority are saying it's fine. So hopefully it's going to sort itself out for everybody soon. So yeah, maybe just come out and go back in again. That might be the best option, to be honest. To be honest, I'm watching it on my screen now. Let me see if it's lagging on my screen. Let me see if it's lagging. Here we go. Yeah, it's freezing a little bit, I must admit. Yeah, it's freezing a little bit, like a split second. Right, I'm going to give it until half past and then I'll pull it if it's still doing it, yeah? And then we'll set up a new one and go again on the second stream. So for now, we'll stick with this for the next 5 minutes and then we'll pull it at 3:30 if it ain't fixed itself. So yeah, it's still doing it. Yeah, I'll give it 5 minutes, then I'll pull it. I'll set up another stream, and everyone can come and join that one instead. I might actually just take off all of this and just stream it straight off of YouTube. It might actually be this that's causing the problem with all the stuff that's on it. So yeah, it might just be easier to stream direct off of YouTube rather than doing it via OBS. That might be a reason why. David Ornstein has just tweeted Eddie Nketiah to a loan deal to Leeds United is done. Good luck to Eddie down there, or up there, should I say. Good luck to him. I hope he has a wicked season because I think he's quality. I think he's got something about him. I just don't think he's quite ready to start Arsenal games yet. But hopefully he has a fantastic season. He comes back and then we've got ourselves a decent player that's had a year's worth of experience playing first team football in one of the competitive leagues. That is a really tough league, that Championship. So yeah, hopefully it all goes well for him. Watford sign Ismaila Sarr. Is that official, is it? Is that done? Yeah, everyone's saying it's done. That's a good signing for them. Good signing. So fair play to them. Don't cross streams. Don't cross the stream. So if it sorts itself out, then we'll carry on. But I'm not quite sure it's going to. I'm just watching myself on this phone right now, and it still looks a little bit. Yeah, it's still lagging a little bit. I might have to pull it in a minute then. We'll give it 3 more minutes till 3:30 and then I'll have to pull it and maybe just stream it straight off of YouTube rather than all these graphics via OBS. It might be the reason why it's doing that. I've been doing this for over 2 hours straight now as well, so maybe that is part of the issue. Maybe it's just slowed it down somewhat. Sessegnon's done. Just waiting on the announcement for Tierney and Luiz. Both of them have passed their medicals. They're both done. Yeah, the audio's fine. Everyone's saying the audio's fine. The picture, it just keeps lagging. If everyone's happy with it lagging and the audio being fine, then let me know. Then I'll just stay on this. But I don't know. If people want me to switch it to another stream and just stream it straight off of the YouTube app, then cool, I'll do that. Do you ever go to MK Dons? Are they local to you, says Gvan. I've only ever been there to a work function and a Christmas do. I've stayed at the hotel there once. The actual hotel rooms look onto the pitch and they turn them into executive boxes and stuff for games. So, right, everyone who's watching this, right, as many of you in the chat as possible, please do just go and spam the comments now. New stream if you want a new stream. Because to me, I'm happy sitting here doing it on this one. But if you guys want me to switch it up and go on to another stream, I'll happily do that for you. So if you want me to do that, put it in the chat now and I'll just see what the comments are saying. If the audio is fine and you're happy to watch a laggy picture, then cool, I'll crack on. Right, new stream it is then. Right, listen, I'm going to get myself out of it. I'm going to go and set up a new stream then. All of you, there is over nearly 3,000 of you watching this live. Before you all leave this stream, please do stick a like on the video. It will get that video out there and more people will have a look at it. More people are subscribed to the channel. So please do that before you all leave. I'm going to go and set up a new stream. Bear with me. I will be back in about 5 minutes once that is done. And yeah, we'll go with part 2 then. We'll call this part 1, shall we? Hour and a half of the transfer deadline to go. 2.5 hours of me chatting. I'm going to get a few more people on before the end of the day as well. Do some more phone calls. And yeah, I'll be back in about 5 minutes or so. So thank you to everyone who's tuned in live. All the donations as well. It's been lit. All the chat room's been lit. You guys are my sort of eyes and ears right now. So without you guys in the comments section, I wouldn't know half of what's going on because my TV's there and I cancelled my Sky subscription. So for me, you guys are helping me along through this stream on what's actually being done. So yeah, I'll be back in about 5 minutes time. Big up yourselves and I'll leave you in peace. If I can stop the recording.